everybody. It is 11:10, so it is almost New Year's here in London. I'm sorry that I didn't do day 4, but I was so tired that I just crashed as soon as we got home. So I'm going to fit day 4 and day 5 in this one video blog. So we'll start at day 4. Day 4 we did a tour called the Not So Bright Lights of Soho. We went through the town of Soho, fondly enough, and it was so cool. Like, it was like the art district of London, and it led into one of the great areas called Theatreland, where almost all of the West End theaters are. It was so cool to see these little monuments to certain things. Like, there was a bunch of houses that had historical ties to Mozart and to one of the first television broadcasts. So it was really interesting. It was a short day where it was only about an hour tour, and then we had the rest of the day just to wander and explore. And me and Lily, we went to the World of M&M, which was so cool. She did some fun stuff in there, and I think she got a few things, and I explored and had a blast. And then we went to this small little Italian restaurant called Pizza Express, and it was quite nice. It was delicious. So that was day 4. Day 4 was kind of a short day. And today, which is day 5, we had our first full day excursion. Today we went to Warwick and to Stratford-upon-Avon. Now, Warwick Castle is one of the oldest, most well-known castles in England, so that's where we went. We saw, what was interesting, we saw the castle in like different time periods. Like, they had these exhibitions set up where it showed the medieval times but also the Victorian time, so you got to see how Warwick Castle was used in both times, and it was so interesting to see. I also went on the Merlin tour, and for all of you sci-fi nerds out there, there is a television show that was originally from the BBC, but actually airs in America on the Sci-Fi Network, called Merlin. And it's actually filmed at Warwick Castle. I did not know that. I had never heard of the show, but I went on the tour, and it was really, really, really fun. So after Warwick, we actually went to Stratford-upon-Avon, and we started in Anne Hathaway's cottage. Not the Anne Hathaway you know today, but Shakespeare's wife, Anne Hathaway. We went to where she actually grew up, and it was so, so beautiful. It's very picturesque. The ideal picture of a country English cottage, beautiful, and it was with the family until 1911, which is so cool that they can trace it back that close to us, when it then became part of a museum. And after we went to the Anne Hathaway cottage, we actually went into the city of Stratford-upon-Avon, and that is where we got to go to Shakespeare's birthplace. I got to walk on the floor that the Shakespeare family actually walked on, and I got to go into the room where they believe that Shakespeare himself was born. So it was just the coolest experience. And then after that, we got to go to the, I believe it's Holy Trinity Church. I know the Trinity Church is in the name. I can't remember if it's Holy Trinity or the Trinity Church or something like that, but that is where Shakespeare himself is buried. So I actually got to stand feet from where the great bard that everyone in the world knows lies. His bones were so close to me. It was unreal. It was so cool, and I had such a great day. And I also, on a separate kind of nerdy note, there was a small little shop called the Magic Alley, and they actually are Harry Potter themed. They have a wand emporium and little bits and bobs and stuff like that, and in the back they had a coffee shop, and I got to try butterbeer, and it was delicious. I expected it not to be that good, but it was actually really good. And after we went to the Trinity Church to see Shakespeare's birth or burial place, we came back to the hotel, and it is now 11:14, so I'm getting ready for the new year. Sadly, I know for most of you, you expected me to go out and see Big Ben at New Year's, but I'm staying in tonight, and I'm watching it from my television, and like I do most New Year's at home, watch everything from the TV. Because I went last night, or I'm sorry, day 4 again, back up a little bit, day 4, we went to this place called the Winter Wonderland, which they've taken one of their parks and turned it into an amazing, amazing little amusement park for the winter season. And it was shoulder to shoulder packed. It was incredibly packed. And if that is any idea of what the New Year's Eve festivities are going to be like, I would much rather enjoy it from the comfort of my bed in the hotel. But I am going to be having New Year's Eve 6 hours before any of you, so I'll see you next year, and I will post day 6 tomorrow. Until then, cheerio, old chap.